Hello, this is James Guest, the product manager with Jofi Assessments. This is a live introduction to careernavigation.org and the Jofi career planning exercise. Finding the right role will help you perform better, advance faster, and thrive in your career. At this point, you will have already taken the assessments that measure your unique characteristics, and you'll have received a job fit report. On the last page of the job fit report, we suggested a list of job families that contain dozens of jobs that are a good place to start looking for a job that you want to pursue. This website is designed to help you explore those results and find a job where you'll thrive. When you finished your assessments, you received this email with a link for private access to careernavigation.org. You can use this link anytime to access the website. The Jofi career planning exercise helps you plan your path to a job where you can thrive. You can use the website on your own or with a coach's support. When you use your private link to get to the website, you'll see your name appear in the upper left-hand corner. And in the upper right-hand corner, you can add your zip code, which will bring in some additional information relevant to you. The Jofi career planning exercise is built around 4 essential steps, supported by several activities in each step. The first step of the career planning exercise is the self-awareness step, where you'll learn about your results. The second step is option exploration, where you'll spend time learning about jobs that are a good fit for you. Third, decision-making has several activities to help you narrow down your choices and plan next steps. And finally, you'll create an action plan, usually in conjunction with your career coach. And we have a couple tools to help you there as well. Today, I just want to offer a quick overview of some of the key activities. Let's start with self-awareness. If you don't already have a job fit report, you can download one here at the bottom of the page. I would recommend the default report, which shows you all 5 job zones. Each step in the career planning exercise contains a link to the next step in the process. So from the job fit report page, you can click on the strengths exercise. Here we ask you some questions to help you reflect on the results contained in the job fit report. So of your career interest profile, what are the 2 that stand out most to you? And you can write something in this box about what you think. After we complete this exercise, again, at the bottom of the page, it'll take you to the next step, which is option exploration. Option exploration has several tools under it. The most important of these, in my opinion, are the Job Families Grid and the Compare Occupations tool. So let's take a look at those first, starting with the job families. The Job Families Grid shows all 70 of the Jofi job families. Job families are groups of related occupations. The Job Families Grid represents all the jobs in the US economy. On the left, you can see different job types, for example, management, or architecture and engineering, or maybe some healthcare practitioners and technical jobs. Across the top, you can see the different job zones. Job zones refer to typical education and training requirements. So zones 1 and 2 tend to be more entry-level jobs, and zones 4 and 5 require lots of preparation, usually a university degree or more. When you use your private link to access careernavigation.org, you'll see that your top 15 job families will light up in green. These are the job families that are the best fit for you, and you should focus your job search on these families. We recommend that you begin by looking at 3 job families that seem most interesting to you. Let's look at an example together and take a look at, say, protective services, zone 3 maybe, or transportation materials moving, zone 3. That's another good one. When you click on the job family, you'll see that it expands to show you all the ONET codes that are in that job family. You can see your star rating for each of these ONET codes. When you find a job that looks good to you, you can click on it and it will expand to show you more details about the job. For example, we have a description. We have typical wages for the job. Those are national averages, the growth connected with the job. And we've also embedded videos that you can watch to learn more about the jobs. I mentioned a moment ago that you can enter your zip code into careernavigation.org as well. And here's where that becomes relevant. So we're looking at this job for air traffic controllers. And we can see that there are actually openings for this in my region near my zip code. So 5 postings here that are being pulled in from the US Department of Labor. This is never going to replace a job board. These are mostly going to be big companies you see here, but you can apply directly for some jobs straight through careernavigation.org. Another thing that you can do is go straight to the ONET page if you want to see more precise information about your region. So if you click on that beneath the video, it'll open up the ONET page at the Department of Labor's ONET. And there's a couple things you can see here that get into specifics. So if we scroll down a little bit, there'll be a section for experience requirements with the job zone information and so on. You can put your zip code in here as well as your state, and you can find certification programs for this job nearby you. If you scroll down a little further, you can also input your state or zip code, and you can find out what the typical wages are like in your region as opposed to those national averages. So that can help you out as well. Now let's say we really like this job, this air traffic controllers. What we do in this case then is click the Add to Favorites button so you can save it. And now it's in my favorites. And now I can go back to exploring jobs at any time by clicking the job families page under option exploration. And now we're back to the grid to explore more jobs in exactly the same way. Open up a job family, take a look at the codes we like, expand, spend as much time reading about the job as we want, and add it to the favorites if you like it. Now, the next tool I want to show you is the Compare Occupations tool under option exploration. With the Compare Occupations tool, you can compare 3 jobs side by side. So here we have occupation 1, 2, and 3. And under each of those is a drop-down menu. So when we click on that drop-down menu, all the jobs that we've been looking at on the job family grid and marking as our favorites will show up in this list. So we can pick 3 of those. And here I've picked human resource managers, public relations specialists, and cooks in a restaurant. And we can compare those jobs side by side. We can see typical titles that these people might have in different organizations. That's very helpful if you're looking at something like Indeed.com to find additional job postings. We can find the annual wages. Again, those are national averages. So you can see there's a wide variety here for these 3 roles. Projected growth is bright for all 3 of these. So any of these would be a good decision for the long term. And then you can see the job zone. How much preparation are you going to need? I could probably go apply to be a cook right now, whereas I might have to do some schooling in order to get my job as a public relations specialist or a human resource manager. And we just have lots of information pulled in from the ONET here so that you can figure out what it's really like to do these tasks in these jobs from day to day. So you can see all this information from the ONET, and you can read as little or as much of this as you like in order to feel comfortable with your decision. Now, I think you'll spend most of your time here in the option exploration, looking at the job families grid and comparing the occupations side by side. Now, what do we do when we finally choose a job that we want to pursue? Let me show you here. Let's find a job here in Management Zone 4, let's say General and Operations Managers, and we click on that. You'll see that it's already in my favorites because I've given some thought to it. But if this is the job I really want to go for, what I want to do next is create a JOFI employability certificate. And I do that by clicking this button here to request the certificate. And that's going to generate it for me. It's going to send it directly to my email. And here within careernavigation.org, on the action plan stage, you can go to your list of employability certificates that have been generated within the system. So every time you make one of these, it'll save it here and you can always pull it up. So if we go here and click on the last one I generated, it will pull up my employability certificate for this job. And here it is. Employability certificate for Management Zone 4, General and Operations Managers. And what we can see on it is my career interest profile and my personality traits profile, and then my 5-star rating for the job. And I'm a 4-star fit, so that means that these interests and these personality traits are related to that role. So if I'm preparing for an interview, I could use this tool to prepare and talk about what I'm bringing to the table at work with my personality and my interest and how that's going to make me a good hire for a general and operations manager. Okay, I think we'll leave it here for now, but if you have more questions, feel free to reach out to us at support@jofiscore.com. I look forward to hearing from you.